Hello Simmers, welcome back to another YouTube video. Today I will be answering my most frequently asked question, which is balance. How do you keep your game from breaking? So today we'll be going over some tips and tricks that I do using the mod manager to keep my many CCs from being broken and having a broken game. I will also be going over how I get my CCs and where I get them from. So let's get started, shall we? Okay, the first thing I always tell people when they come to me and they say my game is broken is download a mod manager. The specific mod manager that I use is Game Time Dev mod manager. Now, I always say before you download anything, make sure you have an antivirus. I personally use Bitdefender, but you can use whatever works for you and just make sure that you're protected before you download anything. This specific mod manager is available for both Windows and Mac, and they have over 150,000 monthly users. Not only can you organize and declutter your mods, but you can also view your casts in 3D. You can also find specific CCs, and if you prefer CurseForge, you can also integrate it with that as well. They also have a Discord server, so if you have any problems, it's a very easy way to connect with them. But anyways, to download this, you simply need to press download the mod manager, and you simply select the device you're on. Now, I personally like to download all my mods manually. I don't use CurseForge or anything like that, just because I feel like I have more control over them. I guess we can do a quick little tutorial on how to download the CCs if you don't know how to already. Today we want to choose this CC from the Sims resource. You simply click download now and it will show up here. And this is currently my mods file. So as you can see, I have a lot of different folders, but I specifically have this one folder called a new cast mod that needs approval. And then what I do is I just drag the new mod onto here and it will show up right down there. But anyways, that was like a quick tutorial on how to download CCs if you didn't know how to. So once you drag the mod into your folder, it should appear on the Sims 4 mod manager. Sometimes it won't appear inside any of these folders, it will just be on its own. I've just personally gone ahead and manually sorted everything into separate folders. So for example, here you'll see all my accessories, here you'll see all my clothes, and just things like that. You don't have to create the folders manually through your file explorer, but you can create the folders in the Sims 4 mod manager. And how you do that is you simply go into the folder section, you press add new folder. For example, we can do hairs and you add it like so. I don't need to do that because I already have a hair folder added right here. And then yeah, you can have as many folders as you want. Just make sure to check with the mod because some mods can only be one folder deep. But the good thing about the mod manager is it will update your mods for you. So for example, you can see right here that I have one mod available for update. I'll simply click view updates and it's the Better Build by mod by Twisted Mexi that needs an update. So you simply just click this button and it will download. You can also go down to the tools section right here and check for things like duplicate files, ID conflicts, and you can also disable some certain packs from the game as well. A common reason for broken CC is having the exact same file twice. So if you click open, it will show you. I don't currently have any because I've recently sorted them out, but it's very common for us to have duplicate files. You can also do the same with the same file name, things like that. And basically you can just select the duplicate files and delete them right here. Something else to know is CCs usually break after a big patch, more specifically script and UI CCs. So make sure you're always just updating those because sometimes the mod manager doesn't do a great job of doing that. So if your game has been working just fine and all of a sudden it just breaks, it's usually a script mod or a UI mod. Try removing any script or UI mods you have and see if your game works properly, and then just troubleshoot from there. That aside, this is sort of how I personally organize my mods. We all love to go CC shopping, but we don't have the time to manually sort everything out. So instead, I have a temporary folder where I put all the new mods that I find, just until I find the time to actually sort them out and put them into these. And if I was to have any broken mods, it's easier to track, because say your game was running fine before you downloaded like the last 17 different mods, whatever it was. Everything is just in one place, so you can check individually which one's broken. I have recently gotten 194 new cast mods which need approval. My game is currently running just fine, nothing is broken, so I know that none of these mods are causing it to break. So what I do now is I can organize all of these into the individual files that I have for them. For example, let's do the hair. So I'll go ahead and select the hairs. I don't even remember getting this many hairs. This is crazy work. Oh yeah, by the way, if you do click on it, it will... I think if you double click on it or something like that, it will show the accessory in 3D. Also, a nice little feature is when you hover over it, it will say the name of the actual CC, so you can Google it later on if you need to update it manually or anything like that. Once you have selected all the specific CCs that you want to move to a specific folder, all you do is you click over here and then you select the folder that you want it to move into. So in this specific case, it's going to be the hair folder, and you just press move files. But yeah, that's pretty much a very short and simple overview on how I use my mod manager. They also have a Discord server as mentioned before, so you can always go ahead and ask people on there for any tips and tricks. You can also ask me in the comments section if you have any questions. But yeah, that is how I organize my mods. A quick tip for you guys is if you see a mod being broken, go on to Patreon, search up the creator of that mod, and just see if they had any updates on it. Currently, the beige UI mod that I'm using is broken, but if I scroll all the way down to the comments section, you will see an update from 2 weeks ago that basically says the patch broke the UI recolor mods, but they will have it fixed in 2 to 3 weeks. My next most commonly asked question is, where do I get my mods from? And I always answer all over the place. I get my mods from all over the place. I don't have a specific place that I get it from, just because I feel like that really limits you to the kind of mods you can get. If I'm completely lost, I like to go on Pinterest and just search up things like Sims 4 hair CC. That is when you see all these lovely posts. So if you press visit site, but do be careful because some of these are scams. It should take you to the Tumblr page. There we go, it took you to the Tumblr page where it says the hairs and the numbers corresponding to it. So that is one way I love to look for CCs. Another way is just Googling it. Sometimes it will take you to Tumblr, sometimes it will take you to Pinterest, sometimes it will take you to the Sims resource. My top websites would be Pinterest, Tumblr, Patreon, which by the way, we do have a Patreon linked to my bio. The Sims resource has tons of broken mods, but also really good mods and gems, like for example, accessories. Sims Finds is also a great one, and CurseForge. But yeah, guys, that is all for today. This current sim is actually available to download on my Patreon that comes with this video. If you have any more questions you'd like me to answer or in more depth tutorials, please let me know and I'll make a video.